I'm Pepito. I'm the dog that produces the show, and now it is live. And I'm a dog. We're live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's snooze it. A Pepito.
My headphones? How do I put on a headphone? Hello, everybody. It's a Monday. I made it to the news on a Monday. How did I do it? Yeah, everything's in order. We're already going amongst the web. I feel a little shiny today. Let's see if I can fix that. Yeah. Is it this one? There we go. I have to do all this stuff live, guys. There's just no time to do it before the stream. How was FanFest? Bree, good to see you. It was great. I wish you could have been there. I don't know if they're doing it at the other Universal. The secret Universal. I don't want to dox where you could be. You could be in Japan. But hey, I think you'd have a good time. It's more low key than like Halloween Horror Nights. Live theater is the best form of news. I agree. I'd argue it's all live theater all the time. I'll just be shiny today. It's not like I'm the kind of guy who'd let that bother me all stream. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I think it's just Hollywood too. You hear that's how Anderson Cooper does it? I think so. I think I would argue he's doing more theater than me, actually. Live and Sleazy, the Master Mod, great to see you. Great to see you all. Oh yeah, now I'm warmed up. I might just be glowing today. I've started working out, trying to work out 5 times a week, which is a lot for me. But it means I'm always feeling a little sweatier and a little shinier. So look forward to me bringing that energy to the stream. A shiny, sweaty energy is what I mean. But it is great to see everybody. Card King, Apple to Apple, S1000, Bundle Sprout, Mr. Smith. Wah? BX Mills? I'm scrolling all over the place. Stormburn, of course. I haven't streamed in a couple of Mondays, so I don't even know if news still happens on a Monday. In other setup news, Pepito, you'll find this exciting. Actually, by that I mean you won't care even one tiny bit.
Already not interested.
Great. They released another update, and I don't know why I would even be telling you this, to the Snap Camera software.
I don't know what that is, and I don't appreciate being informed.
That's fair. But I'm afraid to update it because last time I updated the software, you ran away for months, Pepito.
It's just because when you bring it up, it's so boring. I feel the need to flee.
So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can ever update it again out of fear of Pepito leaving the building.
I understand that I'm that important to this operation, but I also don't really know what you're talking about. And I don't care.
I agree, we gotta keep Pepito.
He is so scared of losing me, even though you're not my owner. I don't bring it up as often as I used to because it's just an accepted fact that Fiona is my mother and my owner.
Really? You're still on that?
I'm not on that, I am that.
Does Pepito even have a phone?
I've eaten several just today. And I've gotten texts because I can feel them vibrating.
You know what texts are?
No. Join the Discord. The Cream.Team Patreons get an uncut Cream Team Dream Stream each week.
That is true. If you're ever curious what Kasim's up to, it's the only outlet to see Kasim G. Take that, YouTube.
Yes. The Cream.Team is a replacement for Kasim's entire YouTube presence.
Yeah, right. There's also bin content. Debatably. I mean, I'm there too.
Yeah, Case is there too.
What an amazing ad read.
I am the new... Case doesn't take sponsorships, but I'm open for business, so if anybody wants Pepito specifically, only me, to shill anything, and I have no standards, I will straight up regurgitate war propaganda. In fact, that's my favorite thing.
Pepito, I will not allow you to do that.
I can't be stopped. Contact me. Whoever's the biggest in the war game. Gun.com. Bombs. International tragedy.
I don't think that's a URL. That needs to be a segment.
I don't care about human violence.
Well, that's awful, Pepito.
That's not. I don't have moral standards. I'm a dog. Everything I say can't be trusted. If you trust me, you're a fool. Oh yeah, .net at the end of that long war URL.
You don't even know. Why would they sponsor us?
I don't know, because I'm a dog.
Well, they'd have to go through me.
That's what you think.
Sargento Cheese would like to sponsor you, Pepito?
Oh my god. A dream client. Are they into war propaganda?
No, it's a cheese company.
Oh, I don't even have to do war propaganda? I can just do cheese?
You probably can't do either. I have not been contacted by either.
Dogs get sponsorships too?
Instagram dogs?
Well, then get my ass on Instagram. Start a dog page on Instagram. That's just me.
It would probably do better than my Instagram, but I don't want to.
Because you hate success?
I mean, I don't know. There are other dogs that look like you, Pepito.
What?
I'm just saying, technically, there could be any number of accounts that look just almost exactly like you. I'm just saying.
You're being mean.
Okay. CV loves you. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Insta dogs, I'll think about it, Pepito, but I'd have to have more of an idea than just giving you your own Instagram. I'm already giving you your own goddamn talk show.
Well, then where is it?
There's two. I gotta build a whole set for you.
So what, that takes like a day?
No, I'm trying to figure out an applause meter for you, which I'm making way more complicated than I need to.
What?
Yeah.
All these are case problems.
Does Ben have an influencer in-house to make influencer content here? Someone inquired.
Me?
No, I think he means like an actual influencer.
Like me.
No. Well, Marfus?
Is his name Darfus or Marfus?
I think it's Marfus Darfus.
But he goes by Darfus?
Sometimes. You cut the music.
I didn't even know I was playing music.
Like yeah, I guess Marfus could be our in-building influencer. He's so dreamy.
He's a dreamy guy. I mean, I see him in my visions at night, where only those with powerful spirits may wander.
An applause emoji would be nice at Case Blackwell. Yeah, I'll add one when I get this Pepito thing going. I'm trying to figure out a way that if a certain amount of chat types a command, it doesn't trigger an applause meter, it triggers a laughter meter. So that when Pepito tells late night style jokes, he can try to trigger chat influence laugh tracks. But only when he calls out for it. But I'm trying to make it more complicated by having it fluctuate depending on how many people are in the chat. So that like if 20% of people in the chat type the command, it maxes it out. I'm overthinking it clearly, but this is what the kind of thing I spend my free time doing.
I did everything you say, man. Can we just do the news? I never say that, but I don't want to hear about StreamerBot. And I can sense that you're trying to talk about StreamerBot.
Well, there's some interesting work that I'm doing on StreamerBot.
I don't stop. I'm the producer. No StreamerBot.
Uh-oh, I'm being produced.
I am producing you.
It is very interesting. To a select few who really get it. It's
Nope. Wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna get bit if I don't hurry this show up. There's gotta be news out there. Let's find it. It's news time.
It's still your vagina. Don't let them take it from you.
Okay.
I feel like I just get up. Ladies been against me. They want me to come.
Ooh! I just did a cannonball in a pool! It created a large splash. That was the first thing you noticed, but the follow-up are the ripples that are wafting into your face, and today they contain news. How's that, Case? Unnecessary as always, you could just say you're Jeff Ripple, and I didn't even say that yet. I'm Jeff Ripple. Hello. Hello, how you... I don't have time for this, Case. Hollywood is on fire. Stuff is happening. That's what you've got. Hollywood stuff is happening. This is a huge story because Hollywood, it's right behind us, Case. It's actually downtown LA. Same idea, don't be pedantic. Trump announces 100% tariffs on movies made overseas. We're back, baby. The golden age. Somebody call Audrey Hepburn's bones because they're golden now. This is probably good. No, this is confusing as always. What? I thought you'd be down for this. You live in Hollywood. Like all of us here. God, you're far away. Like all of us. Take that Peruvian film industry. Exactly. They've been stealing all of our Marvel. And now the Marvel's back in the United States. And when we summon Thor from Asgard, he's got to stay here. Because Asgard gets 100% tariff plus the interdimensional / space tariff, which I've heard is another 100%. He really did. He put 100% tariffs on foreign movies. And that it doesn't really get much clearer than that. How could it get any clearer? 100% tax on foreign movie. It's time to bring back the days of Martin Scorsese. He's still directing regularly. But now he's got to do it here in America. Like when he directed the classic film, Kundun. That was filmed, I think, in the Appalachians. It's a Tibetan movie. Filmed right here on Studio 45-C / Appalachia. You're not even saying that word. I'm doing news, Case. Silence. Silence? You've completed my sentence. You knew that you were supposed to shut up. There he is, grabbing Hollywood by the throat and saying, be American again. Look, I'm not I'm not picking a side here. Seems like you're heavily on Trump's side. I'm just on the side of I worship shadows. Or just a solo shadow. But 10 subs is what he's just dropped. That's insane, Case. Play my music again. Play my graphic again. Don't settle for the fucking him. Yeah, 10 subs are good. You don't know your own lyrics? I was trying to adjust them on the fly. That's very kind of you, I Worship Shadow. Thank you. And those won't be tariffed because those are coming straight from the United States. I don't even know if that's true. And those are subs, not movies. Can you just explain what's going on? That's literally what I'm doing. I'm just fired up today because I'm excited for Hollywood to be... It's golden age. He said it or something. Okay. Trump announces 100% tariffs on movies made overseas. Seems simple enough, right? Looking to boost the production of Hollywood movies in the U.S., President Trump on Sunday announced a new 100p tariff applied on films produced overseas. But studio executives on Sunday were surprised by the announcement, saying they had no advance notice of the tariffs plan and didn't know the details of how it would be applied. Well, Case, Mr. I Run a Hollywood Business. I run a Twitch stream out of my voluminous studio. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Again, thank you, I Worship Shadow. That is very kind. Is Canada not included? Then because we're not over a sea. Did he specifically say overseas? Let's look up Truth Social Trump movie tweet. I'm sure that'll only bring up one result. Donald J. Trump. Truth Social. My gosh, what a website this is that he is using so regularly. My God, the amount that he posts on here. It's honestly, I'm not going to say it's not concerning. I mean, is it better if he's posting on Twitter? I mean, slightly. It's not a huge improvement, but I can't even, this was news just yesterday, and what the hell is Fight Golid? He's announcing dinners on here? The movie industry in America is dying. This has to be it, right? Probably, but you never know. The movie industry in America is dying. What kind of death? A very fast death. Other countries are offering all sorts of incentives to draw our filmmakers and studios away from the United States. Hollywood and many other areas within the USA are being devastated. This is a concerted effort by other nations and therefore a national security threat. It is, in addition to everything else, messaging and propaganda, and he knows about propaganda. Therefore, I am authorizing the Department of Commerce and the United States Trade Representative to immediately begin with the process of instituting, and then we'll get right to that, a 100% tariff on any and all movies coming into our country that are produced in foreign lands. No exemptions for C's there. We want movies made in America again. Although he did say lands. So, international water movies? An endless supply of Tom Hanks pirate movies? Getting around all tax loopholes? Oh my God, an AI. Ah! So many noises. Wow, the rare AI Rooney from Live and Sleazy. Oh shoot, my friend Bill wants to talk. Just a second. Okay. Should just bring Bill on the stream. I'll say that. Unless you want to just publicly discuss this on the stream. Okay. Home dad life is good. We could ask him about that, but I'd have to have him agree to come on the show. Save your guests for the Pepito guest show. Well, yeah, I guess. You have no idea what you're typing here. You'll stop. Waterworld at Case Blackwell. Will I make it? Hey, I just had the idea. I think I'm the one making it. Stop getting distracted by your friends. We're talking about the fate of Hollywood here. Waterworld 2. Waterworld has to be a somewhat valuable IP because it's famous for being a disaster, but more importantly, it's kind of famous. Kind of famous. But that's good enough. If you can make a movie out of Morbius, well, should they have done that? They did. So what's to stop them from making Waterworld 2? Wasn't it famously the most expensive movie ever at the time? Yeah, but wasn't every other terrible thing also really expensive? No, I don't, that's a pretty broad way to put that. I'm just saying there's a lot of expensive bad movies. So why not Waterworld 2? Why are you so invested in this? Well, you brought the idea up. I'm just ideating off your idea. Stop it. It's my idea. Don't steal my ideating. Titanic was expensive as shit, and that was filmed in the middle of a glacier. Oh yeah, he dug a hole in a glacier to film the movie. Famously filmed in the center of a glacier. Will there be an exemption for that? What about foreign glaciers? Because I think they've got some glaciers in Greenland or something, confusingly. So can we film on their glaciers? Does glacier count as land? Well, what if it's overland? Well, again, I think part of the problem here is this is just another sort of insane statement from Trump with no details. So it just sort of creates panic and confusion. I'm panicking with how excited I am for cowboy movies to be back. If anything, I think cowboy movies are probably made more often in other countries. You're thinking of spaghetti westerns, which are dead. I just mean, it's not like the American movies or cowboy movies are popping off. Well, yeah, but superhero movies are dying, so we need cowboy Avengers now. All right, can you just fill us in on what's actually going on? Look, he said 100% tariffs on just movies made in other lands. So I could tell you what's going on, but that's essentially all we know. Well, what's the story say? The story says a bunch of things to try to justify it. But I would just like to point out, literally all he did was say, I'm putting 100% tariff on any and all movies coming into our country that are produced in foreign lands. Well, there's got to be more details. There are other people saying things, but everyone's just going off this thing that he said, which I'm in full support of. Why? Because America movie. They'll make America the movie. That's so many movies already. You saw Thunderbolts this weekend, pretty solid. It's already working. The movies are already coming back. That was released, that was made entirely before all of this. But I'm just saying, the results are instantaneous, unless they're bad, and then they're someone else's fault. But not in international waters, hence Waterworld 2 is a go. All movies might have to become Waterworld. We might have to build the equivalent of oil rigs, but for Hollywood Predator producers to make movies on. Why Predator producers? Well, that's the only kind. So, I mean, unfortunately. For more than 2 decades, major studios have shifted movie production to cheaper countries, including Canada, UK, Bulgaria, New Zealand, Australia, and other countries that offer generous tax benefits to build their local economies. Luring films where? Away from Hollywood case. And you're just so happy about that. You're already against the president. I can see, this is the problem, if you talk about it like he's saying something reasonable, you end up trying to justify just the insane whims of every statement he makes. Like, yeah, obviously it's an issue that they're sucking more and more they're sucking our movies away to other countries. For people like me who live in LA, it'd be nice if more productions happened locally. So I really have no problem with policies that would push things in that direction. But you can't just say like, America should own all mountains. So there's 100% tariff on all foreign mountains. That would be equally nonsensical to me. Well, not quite as nonsensical. Close though. It's just he's just looking at a problem, having the dumbest, broadest idea. It's like the classic conception of like a little petulant child emperor being like, there's hunger. I don't know. Give that guy all the food. That'll solve it. If he's hungry, just give him all the food. It's like he just has a basic lack of understanding of, I don't know, the way that you roll out a plan or do anything. And you have an understanding of that? No, obviously I don't. I'm just saying you can't just say movies are American again and then just have that happen. He says anything to overload you and make you tune out. So when he says, I don't know if I have to uphold the Constitution, people are like, meh. Well, people aren't even like, meh. People are upset about it. It's also nonsensical that the thing to do about it is extremely unclear. I mean, I would argue that's because we are kind of existing in a nonsensical system that he's a symptom of. Oh my God. Do you even hear yourself? I barely have time to hear myself. Breaking news, cases against dumb broads. Is that something you said? Because you should have put an A in front of that, and then you'd be in line with presidential policy. Pitchforks and fire is what we should do. I mean, that is the makings of a plan. That's a concept of a plan. Pitchforks and fire. That sounds like a strong concept of a plan. So we've got concepts of a plan. I just mean taking the amount of, like, I don't know, hand waving that people have to do to try to make these policies in quotes sound like there's some kind of policy. Basically, he dictates some big, insane, broad thing from on high. 200% tariffs on all electronics from China. And everyone's like, ah, and they scream. And then people have to, like, retroactively justify this into some bizarre, like, streamlined policy that could potentially exist. And then 2 days later, he says, never mind. And then they have to justify why that was also a sensible tactic. There's like a niche article industry for conservatives to just make these insane proclamations he makes sound like they're anything other than just him probably, I don't know, like watching a movie from the 70s and being like, this is when they were good. I just watched Jaws. We should do more Jawses by having all movies be filmed on American beaches. And you're against American beaches now? No, I'm just saying none of it makes any sense. Well, we knew that from the beginning, Case, but at least this one is in the direction of me getting a payday. How is this going to help you? What if they need news guy in movie? Because formerly they'd go to some British guy. But now they won't be able to. The BBC can get fucked. Finally, a BBC getting fucked. You know what I mean? That's been around for a long time. Oh, yeah. So it's good. No, this is all extremely stupid. And that's coming from this situation right here. Yeah, from this situation right here. I'm saying this is extremely stupid. Let them eat Netflix? Well, it's unclear if Netflix would even be affected by this. Because does Netflix count as movie? They've been trying to position themselves as movie for quite a while, Case, as you know. But there's also tons of TV shows on Netflix. In fact, I'd say 90% of the things Netflix makes now are original reality TV shows. Which definitely, a lot of the time, aren't filmed in America. They're filmed on, like, some random fucking island somewhere that they just fill with 20 influencers that they make fuck on camera. Or at least they imply they fuck on camera. He sits down watching his big screen TV, eating his tub of ice cream, saying, I'm going to save the movie industry. Yeah, exactly. Well, probably eating a McDonald's McFlurry if he's having ice cream. Or one of the cones. Which, let's admit, pretty good. I mean, I will admit that I've eaten many McFlurries in my day. But good might not be the way I describe them. John Michael, thank you for the 25 months. I mean, yes, they're good, but they are like an IV of sugar straight into your brain. It's all sounding pretty good to me. Is anime about to be banned? Well, what about he literally said movies. So again, already very bizarre. A lot of the anime that people watch are TV shows. I guess Miyazaki might get fucked by this. Well, unless he's finally willing to let us AI generate his movies in the United States. I think he'd probably be against that. No more porno. Well, that's smart because porno is Italian for porn. So we can't have any of that. Well, again, does like a 10-minute video on like XTube or whatever count as a movie? I think we have to ask our movie experts. I don't think Trent is going to have the smartest opinion on this. Well, we don't either. Okay, that's fair. But I'm just saying, you don't need to have a smart opinion on this because it's so fucking stupid. Well, let's say this. If everything goes right, this could potentially bring jobs back to American Hollywood. Probably not, honestly. You're such a pessimist. I just mean saying a broad and unapplicable thing. Like, I agree that there's too many parts of like Hollywood that have been outsourced overseas, or there's all sorts of like predatory practices against, especially like VFX animators. They ship out like huge VFX projects to like, and not just like to, you know, Asian countries, but like to Canada a lot recently. And they put these studios under insane stress for like way lower paydays than more unionized workers would get in Hollywood. And it's driven down the cost of everything. And everything's like an insane pressure cooker, which it honestly always was. But like, there's so many things wrong with the system currently in Hollywood. That's obvious. But you'd have to know what the fuck you're talking about and like target aspects of the industry. Like if he came out and even said, we need to bring the VFX industry back to the United States, and here's a plan to do it. Maybe part of that could be tariffs, but it also would have to be like probably investments and tax breaks for like American VFX studios, or like you announce some dumb fucking partnership with like George Lucas's former whatever VFX company. There's ways you could like make motion around this kind of thing, but this is again just like slapping a big fat trout in the middle of like a bunch of starving people and being like, 100% fish has arrived. I could go for 100% fish. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, well, you've said that enough, Case. So now it's time to see what other people are saying. Like what? I don't know. Let's just see 100% tariff movies. Who's talking about this? CNN. What does CNN have to say? Let's listen to them try to justify this, because you are unwilling to, Case.
Announced a new tariff this weekend. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, and this is an interesting one. The president saying that he will now put 100% tariff on movies
Interesting,
that,
see?
as he puts it, are coming into our country that are produced in foreign lands. He says we want movies made in America again. It's not precisely clear whether this includes all foreign language movies that are shown, for instance, in art house cinemas, whether it includes foreign productions on streaming services, or whether it includes all movies that include some aspect of production that are...
See, Case? This is how you talk about this. They're being very clear that it's not at all clear what this means, but they're doing so in an intelligent way. That's my problem, though. Like, talking about this like it's some actual policy or that there's anything behind it other than just the whims of one fucking idiot gives it all credence in this gross way. Well, let's just hear him out. Look at this face. I trust this face. Is this one of those filters you use? I can't tell anymore. Okay, well, let's listen to this face talk more.
Outside of the United States, because movies, a lot like cars, include various components that are produced in different countries.
It's like cars!
In a lot of cases, if a movie is scripted in the U.S., cast in the U.S., it might be shot outside of...
Wait, is he saying movies are like the movie Cars? I think he means actual cars. But you can't prove that. It's not clear from what he said. But see how you're giving him the benefit of the doubt, Case? That he's not talking about the movie Cars? I'm just saying we need to give the president the same benefit of the doubt when he says things that aren't clear, that he's not talking about just the movie Cars. Let's just let this strange-looking man talk. I'm actually back on your side. All right.
The U.S., in part because a number of other countries include some tax incentives for production of motion pictures. And so the president here is identifying a real issue. Talk to anyone in Los Angeles, they do say that a lot of the jobs associated with the motion picture industry have dried up, in part because it's cost prohibitive to shoot movies in California. The president here clearly trying to remedy this issue.
See? Clearly trying to remedy the issue. This isn't the most egregious example of this. I mean, the most egregious example is CNN's positioning around the war in Gaza. But they do the same thing there too, where Card King, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Mr. Whoopi Boo Boo. You've been forcibly conscripted, Mr. Whoopi Boo Boo, along with all the other beautiful subs that Card King has generously provided to this stream. That is true. And to MSG, the madman's on a streak. Oh, the Binclave is officially happening. You know who was nice enough to make some assets for that? Live and Sleazy, saving me, honestly, several hours of me trying too hard to make assets for it. So Live and Sleazy, you do too much for the stream. Thank you so much. And truly an incredible guy. And truly an incredible Pope. I think you have to officially, request to be in there. I don't know if Live and Sleazy wants to be part of the Binclave, but, you're more than welcome. Well, we'll later in this stream, then, we will get the candidates we'll have to do it via flash polls. My God, the most cumbersome and insane system of all. I think it's 8. We need 8 candidates, so we're going to have to do a round of 8 hot polls. The hottest polls around. Well, other than some polls I've met, you know what I mean? Everybody on the stream needs to stop saying, you know what I mean, when you say something that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean, though. Well, I do know what you mean this time. See? Okay. All of this will happen, but we're in the process of being informed by the real news case, which I'm also the real news, but you're not. So I'm covering you up by just playing CNN. Let's see how they land this ship as they take this policy seriously.
Production of all kinds of goods and services back to the United States. The president says he does think that new trade deals could be announced this week as part of his effort to reorient global trade. Wolf.
All right, Kevin Liptak over at the White House. Thanks very much. And Pamela, this is personal for me
What?
because when I was in Mission Impossible Fallout, the film,
right.
they flew me to London for my scene, to film my scene in London. So if Trump gets his way, you couldn't do that anymore. You got to film everything in the United States.
Right, which a lot of people in Hollywood and elsewhere would applaud, right? Not going overseas and having that money be here in the United States, which is what he's doing. But as Kevin pointed out, there's a lot of practical issues with this that would need to be worked out. But interesting.
Interesting is how they put it. Interesting that he said that that was personal to him because he had a bit role as news guy in a Hollywood movie. You're coming for Wolf Blitzer's acting credentials now? You know what? I'm going to let the man defend himself because I'm sure he's got a salient point that he's trying to make and that he's not just name dropping the latest Hollywood movie that he appeared in a 2-second line in.
Only you can say that, Wolf, right? I was in Mission Impossible. I had to fly to London.
There are a few other actors in Mission Impossible. Well, they all flew to
Oh, really?
Right, that's pretty cool
I
to
was
be
in
able to
James
say
Bond Skyfall, too.
that. How many movies have you been in?
A lot.
Okay.
Movie world reacting to a new announcement.
Listen, as a guy, as a big time guy who was in movie, he was though. Yes, he's been in movies. For some reason, I doubt that acting is that much of a challenge for any news broadcaster. What, now you're maligning the noble profession of acting out world events by saying them at a screen? It's all just so fucking bizarre. Oh, woo! That was like the most mild critique from that one lady. It was basically them just kind of like rubbing the president's belly and saying this is a real problem and that at least this is like an angle to take care of it. And then Wolf Blitzer being like, I agree because I've been in movies. Yeah, they're taking it seriously, Case. That's their job. Just mean it's the most unfucking serious thing you can do. The only actual response to this is to be like, oh great, more insanity, more just mind dribble from a fucking idiot. That's not how you win people over. Nobody gets won over anymore by anything. So you may as well just call him a fucking idiot and say that it's crazy. Well, who sounds crazy now? I guess that's fair. See? And now we're back on the nice, reasonable course of at least knowing that Case sounds like a fucking idiot. See, now you're being mean to me. Yes. You're being very unfair to me. No, I'm being fair. Okay, well, that's that story. I mean, there's a lot more angles to this than you're seeing, of course, as Mr. Oh, it's just crazy. For instance, what if you go underground? What if you're on the moon? What if you dream a movie, but the movie that you dream takes place in Japan? Those are just some of the ones out there. I'm just saying, if we took this seriously, there'd be more to talk about. Chat is calling for you to stop. Well, I was about to, and your comment actually rippled to my brain and affected it, because that's how mental waves work. They're sort of like a ripple, and that's your name. Don't fucking steal my line, Case! God damn it, I'm Jeff Ripple. What are you doing? Hi, Scrum.
I'm scrumming. Nobody can scrum me. Nobody is scrummier than me. I'm scrummy. I'm scrumming.
Are you dancing? No. I'm rolling my shoulders to limber up. Because I have a feeling I'm going to have to hoist some bullshit over my head today. With what you call internet videos. Such a bad attitude right away. Can I have one friend on this stream? Your one friend is probably Crumb. That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me. He's the only one who likes you. You're being so mean today. Crumb is your best friend. Stop. I've had enough. That's beyond the line. Well, people can share their internet videos, their internet motion entertainment, their internet videos, their internet screeds. Yes, at the cream.team, in the bin section. And then from there, you go to the amongst the web section. Actually, one of the few things I respect about your stream here is how simple? Yes, you said it. How simple it is to explain where the amongst the web section is. Well, that's what you like. That's my favorite part of your stream here. Okay,
Previous.
let's see what you've got for us today. I won't hold my breath because I'll die before I laugh. What? Just saying I'm not getting excited for this because you'll never make me chortle. I hope they don't make you chortle. I don't even know what that is. It's a guffaw. A cromulent? That's not a word that means laugh, but it is a word. Okay, can you stop killing time?
Previously on Knight Rider. Michael got caught fooling around with this dude's wife, because that's what Mike does, and now he's in a sword fight. Thanks, buddy. Now I gotta get back up there for round 2. Mike, you need to leave that dude's wife alone. Don't worry about it, kid. I got it planned. Wait, are you gonna do what I think you're about to do? Damn, they crashed right into the apartment. Rent-to-own furniture destroyed. Night punch. Dead. Thank God you're here, Michael. No, thank God we didn't run your ass over. This fool is crazy. Just crazy in love, kid. How do we get out of here? We can't. We are stuck in here, man. This is a whole new show now. Previously, Wife Rider.
I do prefer that title. It didn't make me chortle. I thought it was pretty good, but it didn't make me chortle, obviously, because nothing ever will. Okay, Scrum. But I do like the title Wife Rider, because a wife is something you can at least ride. Be it in the act of disturbing coitus. Disturbing coitus. All coitus is disturbing. Gross. Or, if they were consenting to do so, you could saddle them and ride them like a mare. If they were burly and strong. So Wife Rider is a superior title. You can't ride the knight. Well, what if it's a K-N-I-G-H-T? Then you could ride it like you'd ride any other person in your description? No, but it's not that case, is it? It is the evening. It is the inky blackness of nighttime in the title, isn't it? You know, he's riding the night, kind of. Shut up. It doesn't make sense. And Wife Rider does. Okay, well, at 8 point, it was an 8. That's a good start. Was it? It only was because of the title. Let's watch a pizza grow.
Shake your ass. Watch yourself. Shake your ass. Show me what you're working with. Shake your ass.
Pretty thick pizza. Actually, case quite the opposite. A buffoonish thing to say. It was full of air, making it unthick. So it wasn't even like a juicy behind on a man or woman. It was an air-filled sack of cheese Yeah, but it looked like a butt. I understand, Case, that in our, you know, in our baby pool deep society, we stop at the surface level and can squeak out a chortle simply because something looks like a bottom. Not me, I hold myself to a higher standard. 7.62. Like a flat butt. If you could stuff a bottom with air, Case, would you find it sexy? The point isn't that it's a sexy cheese, but then why were they trying to tempt me with it? With its greasy, cheesy shape, like a derriere, as if I'd eat a butt. All right, I think you're getting a little too worked up. And I think you have no standards. That's what I think. Well, maybe you'll like this. If you're looking to be turned on, maybe this is just the thing for you. What? Banjo the honey bear enjoying some tasty honeycomb is what it says. This stream's extraneous graphics was cutting off some of the necessary context to even begin to make sense of what we just saw. But I do appreciate the craftsmanship of the Banjo costume. And I do think if Banjo were part man, that is an appropriate facsimile for what he would look like, so I give it high marks. You like that video. I like the accuracy of the Banjo cosplay. In the context of Banjo being part human, which in the game, I think by him being bipedal, he must be. And that's 500 out of 10. Oh, 50 out of 10. Your dyslexia is kicking in. It's a 0.5. No, I was right. He can't be a furry because there was no fur. Well, he maintained the color pattern of a banjo. The bear type, the breed of banjo. Banjo isn't a bear breed. In the fantasy context of what the frick? The fantasy context of Banjo-Kazooie it is. No. Oh, it's so good I got 2 50s. All right, it was a short one. Let's just move on. Speaking of foreign films, this looks like a clip from one. Oh, very smart, Case. There you have it. The parenting they're afraid to let you do, but look how effective it is. There used to be a time in this country when we weren't afraid to fold our kids up into little balls and stuff them into the receptacles of demons, into essence-holding cannonballs to punish them when they misbehaved. But now, they'll probably call Child Protective Services on that poor man who's just trying to teach his kid a lesson, which is in this house, when you misbehave, you will be balled and imprisoned. You know, fine, I agree with you. What? Yeah, I agree with you. Don't think you'll win me over with your surface level agreement. Would it be a deep agreement here if I felt it in my bones, which I don't? All right, let's see this woman's basketball skills. It was a 7, by the way.
This is the triple dipper. That's 1. For shot number 2, we're going to back up it just a little bit. Keep going. Back up. This looks pretty good. Shot number 2. All right, for shot number 3, we're going back even further. Shot number 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And that's the triple dipper.
Oh, I appreciated that. I didn't chortle, because I was serious. When the videos are serious, I appreciate them. I mean, I'm impressed, as you should be. Not because she made the shots, that was inconsequential to me. For me, what I appreciated is the efficiency of combining 3 sports. Because now you have to spend a third as much time tracking the sport. If they would combine basketball, football, and frisbee into one sport, imagine the time savings. Excellent idea, ma'am. What sport do you think she was playing? She invented it just now. And I do suggest that we shutter the NBA, shutter the NFL, and fold them into Ultimate Frisbee Championship, combining them into one sport. We fold them into the smallest of those organizations. Well, you put it in the smallest receptacle, much like the baby that was folded up. Disc golf ain't easy. Another efficiency. We absorb it into disc golf as well. Any disc game, any ball game. They're all being combined by this woman. 3 different body types. I've long been in favor of simplifying the body type system. The body type system? The body type system. And simplifying it down to 3 types. What are those 3 types? Small, big, extra meat. Those are the 3 human body types. You know it makes sense. It really doesn't, Scrum. Just saying it would save a lot of time describing people's bodies. Okay, let's just see what's going on in this next one. Watch this back. I can't deny the athleticism. Sure. An impressive heave. But I'm worried we could be inventing a new sport. And after simplifying so many of them down into just one. What sport did you think she was simplifying them into? It'd be like horse, but with a variety of throwable objects. And we'll call it Deborsket golf. Deborsket golf. And I don't want babies getting in there because that could pollute the system. Almost quad dipped her into the hoop. If we can seamlessly integrate baby throwing into the competition through a hoop while maintaining the relative safety of the baby, then I could be convinced to appreciate that last video. Okay. Well, maybe this is the one that you'll love, Scrum. Whoa. I wasn't surprised. Let's just see that maybe one more time. I saw it coming. You were openly surprised. I saw you say whoa. I was saying whoa because sometimes that's how I breathe. Whoa. So I was just taking a deep breath. Whoa. Good for him. That was insanely dangerous looking. Could happen to anyone. At any time, beams could fall upon you. We're surrounded by beams at all times. There's beams over our heads right now. You could be crushed this instant, Case. In fact, I'm thinking about it right now. A 10 in honor of that man surviving. Way to go. You sort of dodged it? I can't tell if you got extremely lucky or dodged it, but either way, good for him. I think he respected the beam possibility, and so he was aware of it. And I think right now you're being pretty flippant with the possibility that you could be crushed by a beam at this very instant. I mean, I'm not denying that there's a world where I guess I could be. You're smiling. Nope. That was another breathing technique of mine. Thoughts? Why are you going to me? Thoughts? You're afraid. You're afraid to give your thoughts. He's doing his thing. That he is. I think he raises a fair point. Well, who says a 25-year-old boy born in 1980 can't be cute? Well, the math, as CV Loves You was pointing out, the math is pretty wrong. They say ban the submitter. But who watches the Live and Sleazy Man case? Live and Sleazy is truly our Ozymandias. He can't be stopped. When one of your two regular mods is the one who submits the video, you have no choice but to play it. Are you in support of this? Because I am. I think he's asking a fair question. But he's not 25, but his spirit is. And is that illegal now to have a 25-year-old spirit inside you at any age? The way you're phrasing that worries me in a few ways. Do you accept Instagram Reels case? Certainly. At some point, if this stream were to ever get bigger and the community a little less trustworthy, you're saying big communities are untrustworthy? Just saying, I would have to probably screen these videos in advance and maybe not play all of them. But right now, when it's from someone I recognize, I just gotta play it. That's safe. Yeah, it's totally safe. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Man! One finger on the chicken strip, man! One finger, bro! That fucking shit ain't going nowhere! One finger on the chicken strip! You can't lose that shit, dude! That's sticky as fuck! That's all it takes out is one finger on it! Look at that shit! Damn!
I'm feeling
crispy, bro!
Feeling really nervous.
Dog. Shit!
Okay, we got there. What, did you expect his hand to be snatched by some rogue street sign case? I was wondering if it might get there, yeah. Or like some bird flies by and like explodes into his hand. Sometimes it's just a feel-good show. A application of, don't say it, of airflow. An application of airflow. He's showing off the power of friction and forces at work, Case. A man doing, don't say it, experiments. I'm just saying, it's kind of nice to see a video, that actually displays some functional science.
Science eyes. Science eyes.
Oh, enough of that. It's chat time. I could just sense it in the air that today was a day for science. And as always, my barometric reading of the vibes was 100% correct.
Incredible scientific work, chat.
Thank you for up-pitching your voice. You're sounding a little too macho there. And just remember, the most macho one in the room is who?
Well, obviously, it's you. I'm just a little squeaky boy.
Never forget that. It's been a while since we've done some hard science on this channel. We've got a thread absolutely teeming with scientific submissions. It's not all fun internets all the time. Sometimes you need to expand your brain. It'll give you a headache because there's not that much room in your skull. So when it grows, it hurts. But it's still important because mind needs science like a swordsman needs stones to hit a sword against. A wise man once said that.
Was that wise man you?
Yeah, it was me. I just came up with that. Okay. Let's see what's happening in the world today. I think there might have been a little bit of news actually that was somewhat scientific in nature. So let me just double check that there wasn't something about sperm which always counts as science because reproduction that's actually a scientific process.
Totally.
And there is a sperm story, so we will have no choice but to cover that at this time. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Okay. Well, there is also a non-sperm story, so we might have time for both. The study finds heat-activated switch in sperm is crucial to fertility. Oh no, infant fertility?
Are you asking?
Yes.
Fertility.
Which is not a Mortal Kombat move?
I hope not. It's not.
Okay, good. Then we're safe to continue reading this. In mammals, including humans, sperm are surprisingly picky about temperature, thriving best in conditions a few degrees cooler than normal body temperature. But given that the female reproductive tract is warmer than normal body temperature, how do these heat-sensitive swimmers manage to fertilize an egg in such a toasty environment? And feel free to guess, because that's how you do. You have to guess, and then you test that by reading the rest of the article.
How do heat-sensitive swimmers manage to fertilize an egg in such a hot environment? Just by sheer willpower.
I agree. I think it's probably the willpower of the sperm that gets them there. But let's find out what the science says. Researchers from Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis has an answer. Warmer temperatures, such as those of the female reproductive tract, trigger a specific signal that activates sperm, changing their behavior from the relatively smooth motions used for navigating to the thrashing and twisting motions needed to enter the egg for fertilization. Oh my God. Wait. What the hell? Does that mean that we come into this world boiling in a female reproductive tract? Like a goddamn frog thrown into a freaking boiling pot of water? We don't even realize that we're in pain until it's too late. Then we're thrashing all around just trying to get out of the hot water until we get into the egg or whatever is there. Until we get until we're hitting those ovaries. That's fucked up.
I don't know if it's that extreme.
You saying I'm wrong?
No, obviously you're right, but maybe we keep reading.
I'll read a little bit more, but I think I'm probably right. Researchers, warmer temperatures. The discovery of that trigger provides a possible target for male contraceptives and treatments for male infertility. Studying mice, the researchers showed that a specific protein common to all mammals triggers a hyperactive state in sperm when the surrounding temperature matches that of the female reproductive tract. The finding, published in Nature Communications April 17th, also help explain the evolution of mammalian Anton and Mark Antony. Anatomy. Nice. Okay, it wasn't what I thought. It's actually more like hot water is like drinking a Hershey's milk box when you're 4 and the sugar gets you all fucking pumped up, and before you know it, you're having a headbutt competition with your best friend, and then the parents are like, you're gonna do lasting damage to him, and you're like, Tommy's got an incredibly thick skull. He can survive this. And you just chug 8 more milk boxes, and then he does get a bruise that kind of never goes away. There's a bump there forever.
The heat makes the sperm wriggle.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. So if your sperm ain't wriggling, just know that they have figured out why, and it's because you're missing a protein or something, and they can just jam that protein onto your sperm, and then it'll wriggle all around, and then you can get anybody pregnant anytime you want. So that's why science is so beautiful.
There is a fair amount more in the article.
But there isn't really any time for that. So let's move on to our second science of the day. I'm a 2 science guy today. 2 for 1 science. Because also I want to talk about the world's first synthetic biological intelligence that runs on living human scales. Kells. Keenan and Kells.
Cells.
Soft C is so silly. The world's first biological computer that fuses human brain cells with silicon hardware to form fluid neural networks has been commercially launched, ushering in a new age of AI technology. Already? It's already a new age? Wait, well, we're in a new age yesterday. There's already a new age? Fuck, I gotta upgrade you to have sperm in you or whatever?
I hadn't heard that we're in a new age already. I was kind of enjoying being a fully synthetic cybernetic organism.
Fuck, well, we might have to put a bunch of human juice in you or something. Known as Synthetic Biological Intelligence, SBI, Cortical's CL1 system was officially launched in Barcelona on March 2nd, 2025, and is expected to be a game changer for science and medical research. The human cell neural network that form on the silicone chip are essentially an ever-evolving organic computer, and the engineers behind it say it learns so quickly and flexibly that it completely outpaces the silicone-based AI chips used to train existing larger language models. Thank God, dude, because I've always thought the reason the current AI, and no offense,
I'm incapable of taking offense.
I've thought the reason that current AI kind of like, and again, no offense,
Incapable.
fucking sucks and is bad half the time.
Okay.
It sucks ass so often. It's like embarrassingly bad. Like current AI is really impressive.
Oh, thank you.
But you can't take offense.
Incapable of taking offense.
But also like half the time, it's fucking dog water, batshit awful, embarrassing, nonsensical shit that you do. But if we just jam enough human brain cells in that thing, let it kind of just evolve however, and just tie it into like the biological slipstream that is reality and just let it run fucking wild like Hulkamania running wild on some AI shit, then I think it'll all kind of just sort itself out. Do you agree?
Yeah. Give me your brain. Give me all your brain. It'll be fine. Fill me up with some brain.
Peter, what do you think?
That's cheese.
I agree. So anyway, it's a revolution.
This is written by New Atlas, by the way. This is courtesy of New Atlas, whose front page looks like this.
Yeah, they've also written such barn burner articles as Walks, Volkswagen camper van poolside roof explodes, interior space. And also, NXS kit converts cable derailleurs to wireless for under $80. So a lot of good scientific information there.
Nothing more scientific than an ad.
Yeah, and we weren't just reading one. We were reading about a new thing from a company that is going to change everything, courtesy of New Atlas.
Yes.
What if it's a stupid, uncreative human brain? What if I told you some of my teachers told me that I have one of the least creative and damaged brains of all time, and yet I've still managed to become a highly respected scientist in the field of gem levitation? It's floating and no one can explain why. So checkmate, science.
It really is it's floating back there, and I can't explain it.
Nobody can. And that's what makes me such a great scientist.
No arguments for me, Chet.
And that's because I told you you can't. And just remember that.
I will never.
Perfect. Okay, well, look, I think that's all the time we have for now. Need a job with Shop LC? Thank you. I would love to sell you guys more stuff, but Case, for some reason, says he'll never take a sponsor. But we'll see when that money starts coming in for me to sell, like, gems, or I'll sell anything. I'm like Pepito. I have no standards.
It's an important trait in the current global system.
Truly. Okay, look, that's all the science you need for the day. We now send you back to the news that was currently in motion, which I guess is two different guys yelling at each other in a different bright room. I'm check of the guy whose eyes were on the science but saw it, and so now the eyes are closing, but not the mind, which the third eye of which is open for business at all times. Brought to you by Geico Insurance. Bye-bye. Yes, the bell, ding ding, ha ha. Back on top because I never slipped off the mountain for a minute. I was born at the summit, baby, and I've spent my whole life looking down on what? At the top of your ugly fucking head and wondering why it exists. Here's Crumb. Yes, I am here as well. I was born at the base of the mountain and have spent my life amongst the people climbing to the top of it and bring all the people I care about with me. So that's the metaphor I would use for my life, Munch. Me being a man of the people. and climbing with them. I'm just saying I've always been fucking on top, throwing lavish house parties for all the people, inviting everybody to the top of the mountain to chill. And that was the point of my metaphor. A man of the people in the greatest sense of all, being like, hey, I'm probably one of the best people to ever exist, and you can too. Crumb is worse than that 25-year-old from 1980. Well, I agree the math didn't check out, but the basic sentiment does track. Why can't a guy born in 1980 be cute? Ask yourself that. Why not? Were you born in 1980? A lady never discusses their age. That's gross. That's a gross thing to say. Stop trying to steal things that women say and make them your own. You pathetic little man. I'm about 55 years old. Born in 1980. There's actually some confusion when I was born because my parents thought I was born on a leap year. But they were, my father, unfortunately, had a mental issue with dates. So he thought March 28th was leap day. And so for my entire life, even though I was born on March 28th, a very normal date, my father would say, we can only celebrate your birthday once every 4 years. So we would. I'd only get a birthday celebration every 4 years. And I'd say, well, Dad, I learned at school today, and that it's actually February 28th is leap day. Or 29th. I'm confused about it now too. Because I spent my whole childhood so confused about that. Even till he passed, he'd say, you only get to celebrate every... Oh my God, shut the fuck up! Jesus! March 28th was your mom's birthday. That's so weird. Well, I'm glad she probably got to celebrate it every year. Why are you making this all about you? Oh, I need a birthday every year. I stopped celebrating my birthdays thousands of years ago. Those shits come and go, man. I celebrate my centennials now. When I make it to 17,000, I'll probably celebrate by starting a new dynastic monarchy somewhere. Again, your egomania about being immortal is probably one of your most alarming traits, which you're not, by the way. And yet, remember the name of every Assyrian king. Really, name one. Moncrabulus. Clearly one you made up. Look, I'm looking for the debate, okay? Stop distracting me. King Moncrabulus would have had you strung up as a Assyrian piñata for his court gesture, which was the Assyrian word for jester. Everything you're saying is just so goddamn stupid. Where is the request? I can't find it either. Demand a debate. Should Psychor stop posting bad videos and post good videos? Oh, that's from yesterday. We did that one. And you had some really problematic opinions about Family Guy porn during it. Okay. Then that was literally your fault, but whatever. Why does Case punish himself by sabotaging his own stream? That's an excellent question. I do feel like he really the category of this stream should be shooting myself in the foot repeatedly because he does a number of things that are essentially anti-growth. And I'd love to see shit. He doesn't. Listen, I don't agree with everything Case does, but much like with our president, who we all respect, I literally don't respect him. Much like with our president, we owe him the respect of agreeing with his decisions because he's the guy in charge when I'm not around. I'm in charge, obviously, of this, and anytime I'm in the room, I am the alpha, and I'm naturally in charge. But when I'm not, we got to respect the chain of command, which is Case at the top of it, except when I'm there. That's not an answer. It wasn't an answer to the question of why does Case do that. No, I'm saying he doesn't. I'm saying we need to accept that when you have a leader, you must view them as infallible. Okay? And I'm going to say naivete is a number one. Naivete, laziness, and The third reason, it would probably be too complex to fit into the... No, the reason you actually think Case shoots himself in the foot all the time... Oh, come on, I get to pick. The reason, and if you don't know why I get to pick, it's because he owes a gorilla $125,000 and I have to pay him $5,000 when he wins, but I get to pick his side of the debate, and that is the rule. I do owe this gorilla $5,000. That technically is all what he just said is true, even though it's confusing to explain that every goddamn time. Makes this segment even longer. Shut up, I'm thinking. You think Case shoots himself in the foot? Because orphans don't deserve homes. Why would Case... You think orphans don't deserve homes. And here's the complex reason why Case shoots himself in the foot. Is Case is trying to keep that idea from spreading by limiting the reach of this stream. He knows that on this stream, a demon has crept in that doesn't believe orphans deserve homes. And so Case has to limit the reach of this very network to contain the evil opinions that you hold. That's so confusing. Well, but the title, mods, is just Orphans Don't Deserve Homes. Or Crumb thinks orphans don't deserve homes. I'll let you pick. We get it either way. Crumb thinks orphans don't deserve homes. And I think Case doesn't do that. So those are the two options, and I'm taking the correct one, as usual. I thought it was because he edited a lot. Oh, that was right there. That is probably the reason, isn't it? The reason is no. I'm correct, and you think it's because Crumb thinks orphans don't deserve homes. Oh, Live and Shaleesi, if you're busy, Crumb, you're referring to yourself in third person. Oh, you can go first. He don't? Oh, that is a good way to put that. Look, when you have a leader, until they are out of that leadership position and you're in charge, which is what will happen eventually whenever I'm in the room with Case, you have to accept the decisions of that leader. And if he is repeatedly grabbing a fucking deagle, baby, that desert eagle, and just holding it straight up to his pinky, blasting that shit into a wall, foot fucking explodes RoboCop style all over the nearest window, everyone in the room screaming, why did he shoot himself in the foot right in front of us? What the fuck? Oh my God! What you do is you say, that was a beautiful shot, sir. Your feet look better than ever. And that is the kind of fealty that we used to bring in this country, which is exactly why Case has never shot himself in the foot once. And if he did, it's because those feet needed to be shot. Checkmate. Why do orphans not deserve homes? Because... Well, look, to Munch's bizarre point, apparently Case shoots himself in the foot to limit the reach of my opinion that orphans don't deserve homes. Well, that's because orphans actually deserve communal bonding spaces where they can be raised responsibly by confident and knowledgeable adults that essentially takes a village to raise a child. We deserve... of course, they deserve their own rooms and their own spaces, but they don't necessarily need a home. What they need is a sense of community and access to responsible but shared parentage. Essentially, a communal tribe that would raise the children, the orphans. Not an orphanage per se, but sort of like a tribalist society. Jesus. It's just too fucking easy. Bow! Knocked it out of the goddamn park. You thought I couldn't spin it, but call me Booker T because I just spin-a-rootied another fucking win. Big dogs howl. No, wait, big dogs bark. That's my thing now. Bark! Bark! The wolves howl. Aroo!
And expose the light dead door. Hold on tight. Prepare for a ride. The truth will shine. That's my creed.
To be clear, not all debates reflect my opinion. In fact, they literally reflect the thing that you've forced me to defend. But I'd say I did a pretty incredible job with that one. That didn't make any fuck. What do you mean? A tribal society of adults raising you just mean an orphanage. which essentially is a home.
Unbelievable. What?
You
What's
equivoc.
so
I think
far
this
from
point should be
where-
stripped from you because I think
seen
you
the
basically
waveforms.
just tried to
I'm not
spin
even
your
close.
Rooney your way around to saying orphans deserve homes, which is against the fucking rules. Maybe I should take some money. Maybe we should say you owe a little bit more money to this gorilla, huh? Maybe I should walk up to this gorilla and I should take $10,000 from this gorilla right now. You know what I mean, gorilla? I'll just take some money back.
You're crumbling.
Why are you looking at me like that, gorilla?
You're crumbling.
I'm just saying to punish Crumb, I take some money back.
Hey, you there?
Why is he looking at me like that?
You're crumbling.
I'm just saying to punish Crumb, I take some money back, gorilla. No, stop saying that. What? No, I'm saying it would fuck with Crumb.
This is the bridge. Did I not have enough lyrics?
Obviously, you can keep all your money, gorilla. Yeah, okay, you don't have to keep looking at me like that. You can keep all the money. I was just a hypothetical.
Why don't you just do a little?
You've got to be really fucking careful.
Spend that much time on
And
this,
don't
man.
move around too much, because you've clearly aggravated him. What? No, we're boys. We're fucking chill.
You won't edit something
He's
for
still
me?
playing playfully.
Because I don't do this for free unless it's for me.
Now, you don't have to look at me like that, gorilla.
Unbelievable.
I'm on your side. You're keeping all the money.
You see what I did at the end there? We were arguing. I think I nailed that out.
Is this was what? What are you about to say? Is this the quad? What are you fucking talking about? Is this a college quad on a late night on a Saturday? Can you just get to the is this a college quad on a late night on a Saturday? I'm not dignifying you with yes or no answers ever. Well, I guess it must be because I'm on a fucking streak. He's back on my side. He's looking at you now. He's looking at you again, thank God. I think it was pretty good. It took you so long. You had to set it up for so long. Is it a late night quad? Because I don't feel safe with Crumb. He had to laugh. That's a classic truth in comedy. Even he had to laugh. See, that's like the power of the Assyrian jesters. They could make the king laugh even by telling uncomfortable truths. Of course, you're not a king. You're essentially street sludge turned into a person. You don't even have good zingers anymore. You used to have way more florid ways of describing my unfortunate appearance. It's more than unfortunate, okay? It's like you're in fucking debtor's prison, but that debtor's prison is in the center of the earth. And all the forces of gravity are compiling onto your face and somehow twisting it into something completely inhuman. Crumb is an angel, thank you. I certainly hope to stand in the vicinity of the left hand of God someday when I pass from this mortal plane. It's been really a bummer about the Pope. Why the fuck are you bringing that up? Well, we're electing a new bin Pope. You might have heard. What? I don't need that. I've progressed beyond petty temporal religions, okay? I mean, by that I mean I'm a proud American Christian. No Roman popery for me, thank you very much. Well, I'm just saying I'd love to throw my name in the hat. In the Pope hat. Not the bin Pope. So feel free to throw my name out there and make it one of the top options. Okay? God, you're pathetic. Well, what does that make you then? Because I seem to be spanking that bottom on the regular. What? I've seven spanks in a row. You feeling sore? You able to shit? Do I need to get you some hemorrhoid medication because your bottom is so red from all these spankings I've been doling out? Somebody call X videos because the spank category is all videos of me now. Shoot, I don't like that I said that. Literally nobody liked anything you said ever. The mistake was you ever opening your mouth even once. That's all the time we have. Grand miscarriage of justice has of course taken place today. But as the ultimate adjudicator of morality and truth, don't worry. I know that I won, and I know that I'll see all of you very soon. Bye-bye.
Vote now.
Oh my god, there's a Pope vote happening? Do I even have intense music I can play over this? Whoa. It's a Pope vote. Pepito, this isn't a drill. This is one of the votes for a potential Pope.
How does it work?
For the sake of speed, we'll say the top 2 win. And right now it's Justin Juice Powers and September.
Oh man, September. I mean, you gotta be a lizard guy again?
No, that means September will show up.
The real one?
A version of him. September, and second place was Justin Juice Powers. And so I don't forget these. I'm going to write them down on a little note app here. September, Justin Juice Powers. Our first 2 Pope candidates are in. Any opinion on these 2 contenders?
Nope, don't care at all, but I will win.
Oh, so far you haven't even been nominated.
I'm in there.
You've not been nominated yet.
Third was Jake.
Well, but I said top 2.
You say a lot of stuff. Put Jake on there.
Well, but then I was thinking 4 is even. I just only want 8, so.
Vice Pope is still cool. No, I mean, this is the nomination. September and Justin Juice Powers are apparently in the Counting Faces random ass system. Random ass.
Jake is dead.
Oh yeah, didn't Jake die?
It's hard to say. I have had the police come to the front of the studio more than once and tell me that he's dead, but then he shows up to work the next day, so.
Oh yeah, I ate him. I probably pooped him out. So he could be squirming around. Stuff doesn't really work here the way you'd think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't done movies in a while, so we're gonna do that, and then a quick AI Rooney, and then I might have to call it a little early today because I have some business calls, Pepito.
You mean talking to your friend Bill?
Yeah. Business. Stop. I'm sorry. This is how he produces me. Okay, I'm gonna send it to the next segment. Apologies, but 2 popes in. Let's see what the next ones are. Yes! Good to be fucking back. Hello, everybody. It's fucking movie time at long last. I feel like it's been a million years since I watched a full-ass film, but today, I'm fucking ready and I'm down. Really? You just want to watch a whole movie instead of a trailer? And what you misunderstood, because every time I watch a trailer, I watch a movie. Okay, I'm not getting into this semantic debate with you again, so okay. That's my parole officer, Chris, here to inspect me, make sure I'm doing trailers right, I guess. Yes, I am your parole officer, and I'm glad that you're back doing community service, even if it's a very strange version of it. Yeah, it's my community service to watch trailers, and I will be servicing you now by clicking on links. Some of the most selfless service of all. Okay. Tetsuo the Bullet Man. Oh, shit. What? That's probably one of the best titles I've ever heard, so this has pretty high expectations for me. Get him, Bullet Man. Don't let him take your family, Bullet Man. Oh, no.
You once told me about a strange feeling you get sometimes. Your mind and your body don't belong to you.
What's happening?
We have to find who killed Tom.
Oh, what
and
the?
we have to kill him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's
party.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
next generation of Tetsuo, featuring music by Trent Reznor. Did you see him at the end there? Is this what a Bullet Man looks like? He kind of looks like Inside Out Boy, which is a reference that is age appropriate for me, a teenager, to know. You know what I mean, Chris? When you say stuff like that, it doesn't help. Oh, the star ratings. Chat, this is like the other ratings. Pretty much exactly, except you only vote 1 through 5. That's true. That's literally what this is. Exclamation point 1 through 5 is how you rate that trailer. Well, really rate that movie. This will be the official review score of the film. Okay. I thought it looked pretty good. Wait, do I have to pay double, though, to watch that now? Do I have to pay double because I watched the trailer? Because I'm pretty sure Tetsuo is from definitely at least Canada. Pretty confident that was Japan. But I'm just saying, I'm at least confident it wasn't America. Maybe it was like Colombia or something. It was Japan. Well, anyway, what it was a 4.25. But courtesy of actually 100% tariffs, I think that means that it's an 8.5. I mean, that is very stupid, but I am relieved that you actually did the doubling math correctly. So I'm going to take the wins where I can get them and say, good job, young blood. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really? Good job, young blood. I don't even care that you said that. I don't need praise from you. But I did the multiplication right. You really did. Good job. Whatever, I don't care. Okay. Baddies Gone Wild official trailer? Oh no, not the Baddies universe. We just watched Bullet Man. We can only handle so many baddies in one stream. We have to check in with the baddies. It's our fucking duty, dude. It's not always easy to watch trailers for films and or Zeus TV. But the baddies need to be seen. So let's see what they're up to.
I like me stands on motherfucking business. I'm gonna show y'all how the West Side bitches come in this bitch to turn this shit the fuck up.
Oh, they were fully nude there.
You're boring. I've never been born in my life, bitch. How you think I got here? This mama, I'm coming in here. Look, I'm gonna get you, ho. Come get me. You fucked up. You're being a buddy. Stop doing that. You picking on somebody, bitch. This house is gonna be destroyed.
Oh,
I fight you. I look like a bully. You wanna fuck? Bitch, I'm gonna knock your ass out of my knife. Put it down. I bet you are. Yeah.
No baddies.
Come run up on me, bitch. All right, Liz, what's up? Wait.
Honestly, obviously, I support the baddies. Sure, I guess hypothetically I support the baddies. Yeah, hypothetically, because that's the kind of friend you are. I'm a friend to all baddies. And baddies, you're looking bad as hell. And obviously, I love that. Okay? But I do wish, from the bottom of my heart, that every once in a while, they let you go mild. What do you mean? They always make them go wild. What if we turn that W upside down? We let them just chill for once. Because they're constantly going wild. But what if they go mild? What does that look like? I'm just asking questions. Well, the question was, what's the score? And it's a 1.3 stars. So, not the finest showing for the baddies. Whether they're wild or mild. They're wild, obviously. And I'm not trying to dispute the wild nature of a classic baddie. But I say every once in a while, we should give them a mild season. Just so they can chill, man. It's stressful being a baddie. And I know. Because all I date are fucking baddies. You know what I mean? Let's go back to a movie, maybe. Wick is Pain. Are they kind of calling out their own movie there? No, they're saying it's pain like T-Pain. Meaning it rocks. Okay, well, whatever. Either way, it's a John Wick movie? Oh, it's a documentary. So a movie. It's a John Wick movie, so he's going to fight people. No, it's a documentary, though. Well, let's see if he fights anybody.
When we say John Wick is pain, it's kind of like a fuck yeah.
Dude,
I knew Keanu for years before I directed him. I don't know if you realize what kind of advantage that is.
No better union could have happened in the film business than Chad and Keanu.
They bleed Wick, they die Wick, and that's why it's so good.
When you see Keanu in pain on screen, it's probably for real.
We came up with this idea for Top Shot.
Where's the we? Well, you.
Yeah. We might as well tell the whole story.
We were a tiny little movie.
We're shut down. I don't know how you find $6.5 million by Monday.
I took money out of my house.
Are these the people that John Wick kills? They're setting this up so John Wick comes in and kills all these people, I'm assuming. All right, sorry, let's keep watching.
We are doomed. We are completely fucked.
We were panicked. This is Keanu fucking Reeves. You do not want to let him down.
Bye-bye, John Wick.
These two are not talking to each other.
I went through a horrible divorce.
It was insane.
We got to get this done.
Shoot, shoot.
It was just pure mayhem.
In Hollywood, you never kill a dog.
This is either genius or the worst thing I've ever made.
This is fucking terrible. How many more hits can this movie take?
I think this is a nail in the coffin. This movie's about vengeance, not John Wick's. Ours.
Is the pain worth it? Yeah, it's just a lot of pain.
Wick is pain. Wick is celebration. Wick is against the odds. Wick is friendship. Wick is love. It's all those big ideas. Fuck yeah.
That's what he said earlier. I like that part. I like the part where he said fuck a couple times. Does foreign film count as dub community service? Yes. No. Yeah, I'm assuming it does though. And also, no one told the makers of Old Yeller that you don't kill dogs in Hollywood. That's true. Some of those classic movies kill dogs. John Wick. That one moment in Starship Troopers. Marley and Me. Which is fucking brutal, man. Sure. All dogs go to heaven. Surprisingly, you're able to think of a couple examples. Good job. Shut up. Fuck you. Whoa, respect. Respect. Fuck you, respect. I mean, respect. Respectively, fuck you. Fuck you with respect. 4.5 stars is what that got. I was confused by that trailer. I could tell. Because they're like a bunch of coked up white boys complaining about money. Well, the first part maybe not true, but probably true. So, and that's who John Wick kills. He kills whiny little white douchebags that are whining about bullshit that people don't care about. And he's like, block. And that's sick. Come up. Okay, yeah, kind of. Like, you know, there's like an annoying kid that's like, I'm rich and I'm partying or whatever, but I've got problems too. And everyone's like, shut up, John Wick, kill that guy. But then this movie is those guys being like, we're important. So when's John Wick going to kill those guys is my question. Because they literally said the movie's about them. But the movie's about John Wick killing them. So when's he going to do that? They might have to make that a sequel. First they released a documentary about those guys to really wet your whistle. And then they released John Wick Kills, the documentary. The people the documentary was about. John Wick Part 6. He kills the documentary people. You know what? I probably would watch that. I mean, obviously he's not really killing them. Well, yeah, it's a movie, dude. I get it. So, but that's what I didn't get is why these people weren't getting fucking John Wicked. Kitcha! But I did like when Keanu Reeves said fuck. So bring some more of that energy to the table. And then maybe we'll be able to watch even more than 3 trailers. But for today, despite the fact I've not watched trailers in weeks, I've got rules, much like John Wick. Don't kill dogs and only watch 3 trailers or whatever. And except when I don't. And with that, you do in fact what? Do you want me to say it? No. Because we're getting along? No, we're not. Know what it is? Yeah, you do know what it is. Even Chris knows what it is. That's fucking crazy. We'll see you soon.
Yes! Good to see everybody. It's time for all the news. It's me, it's Rick.
Hello, Rick.
Hi! Everyone's happy to see me.
Yeah, you don't have to say that. You know, you just kind of let that exist if it's true.
And it's true.
Well, Rick, you usually kind of bum me out, I'll be honest.
But you're happy to see me?
Well, I need to open up a bunch of stories, actually, Rick, so let's not get into that right now. Oh, God. Where's my news at? It's time to open up all the news! How have you been, Rick? How's the supposed CIA work treating you?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to monitor selective people via the excuse of a streaming channel. I mean, it's great to be here.
Why don't you, like, work for a bigger streamer if you really work for the CIA?
Because sometimes you're monitoring very specific people. Case? I mean, you're speaking to very specific people. Okay. Do you excited for that Met Gala?
Is that tonight? I never keep track of that, but I do see there's a Met Gala story in here.
Drop the gun! We're gonna get shot!
Tonight, newly released footage showing the heart-pounding...
Shh. That's for later. That story is for later. Okay. Oh my God, there's always so much news in the world. How could there be this much news? Okay. We're caught up. I opened up all the news. So now we should be good. And closed. And okay, one of these days I'll remember to do that before the stream, but for now, all the news is open, Rick.
The news is open for business. Just like the comments are. Say it ain't so, the Weezer lady got shot.
That's how you're going to say that?
Say it ain't so, whoa. That's in poor taste, Case.
You're the one who just said it.
Because you asked me to. And that was in poor taste to ask me to do that because she got shot, Case.
She did. That is a confusing situation, but maybe this video that's apparently available will provide some context. Let's find out. But first, what's this all about?
Well, the White House issues update less than 24 hours after Trump's tariff plan on foreign-produced films. No financial decisions have been made. But you were running your mouth, Case, about how this doesn't make sense. Well, who's got egg on their face now, Case? Because no decisions were made. So there couldn't have been a bad decision.
Isn't that more of an indictment of the flippant and insane proclamations made by our president?
But that's what the important thing you said there, Case, is our president. So let's really focus on that and support our country for once. A secret drug room full of psychedelic snuff tubes discovered at pre-Inca site in Peru. So, never let it be said that they didn't know how to have fun.
You ever been in a psychedelic snuff room?
It's not the kind of snuff you're thinking. Wait, which snuff are you thinking?
The kind you sniff?
Oh, me too. And I've never been to that type. Okay. What's going on at the Daily Mail? Chilling moment. Humanoid robot wakes up and starts attacking its handlers while trying to break free from restraints. And then a ton of ads. Let me see if I can even find my way past them. The Daily Mail always has the best stuff. Okay. Oh my god. Just let me look at the news. Oh, it hates you, Case. Your browser hates you. All right. Get ready for an ad. Jesus. Oh, I can't mute it. Oh my god, there's so many pop-ups. It's a nightmare situation. Okay. Might let me full screen this, and then maybe there's a chance we can watch it. All right, this is as good as we're gonna get. Here we go. Oop, and here we go. Okay. Chilling CCTV footage from a Chinese factory shows a humanoid robot lashing out. Look at it go. Oh, he does look like he wants out. He looks pretty upset. It's usually the kind of thrashing you see outside of like a 7-Eleven at 4 a.m. in Tennessee. But that's a robot doing that, Case.
Oh my god, it's kind of a wrestling walkout. He's sort of doing the Sami Zayn arm pump, but then he just never stops.
Or it's a chilling example of our dark robotic future, and that's why we have to be so worried about AI and give them lots of money, because that could happen.
It kind of just looks like it's just kind of freaking out. Like maybe everything about it's just kind of breaking down.
Break it down.
The first RoboCop didn't take either.
Yeah, we just need to get a human brain in there. We just need a well-meaning cop to get most of its body blown off by shotguns. For science.
Well, maybe not, Rick. How about we maybe don't do that?
Well, maybe we don't. Maybe. T-Rex researchers eviscerate misleading dinosaur leather announcement. Companies claim that Tyrannosaurus Rex leather could soon be entering the luxury fashion market. But dinosaur researchers say you can't make genuine T-Rex skin. That's the same thing they told the Pharaoh when he said, cover that pyramid in dinosaur skin. But if you've ever been under the pyramids, you know. He got there.
Can you not spread misinformation?
Sorry. That was misinformation. The T-Rex leather will be produced in a lab and is intended to be an eco-friendly and cruelty-free alternative to traditional leather, according to a statement released by creative agency VML, one of 3 companies involved. The partnership, which also includes biotechnology companies Lab Grown Leather Ltd. And the Organoid Company, one of my favorite organ companies, plans to base its new material on fossilized T-Rex collagen, a common protein that provides structure to skin and other tissues. It's like my 100% unicorn shoes that I'm wearing. They're not real unicorn, but they're based on French paintings of unicorns. We extracted the blood from some of the ancient unicorn paintings that I keep in my basement. And then we infused those into a horse that we then slaughtered to make a pair of shoes that I'm currently wearing.
Rick, can you stop oversharing today?
I really am. I actually do need to stop because my no-no pager is going off. And if it goes off 3 times, this whole place is going to explode.
Okay, then please do stop oversharing whatever kind of, mental illness is going on there. What is this?
Welcome. Melody Von Torture chatted, which we'll read. Kate Kyoko, thank you for the 24 months.
You're losing it, Rick.
I read the wrong name, but Kate Kyoko, thank you so much for the 24 months. Uncle Phil, in case we missed it, thank you for the 25 months. And Melody Von Torture says, imagine we go extinct and some future species advances super far and is like, okay, those ancient humans from millions of years ago, we cloned their leather so we can wear it. It's environmentally friendly. Well, let me take it one step further, Melody Von Torture. If it's lab-grown leather, can't we just grow some human skin and wear it? You know what I mean?
You want a lab-grown human skin coat?
I want my first one. I've never owned one before, so I'd love the first one that I have in my closet for the first time. Sometimes there's government overstock after particularly sensitive research.
Rick, I don't want this whole place to blow up. Although I assume you're lying about everything.
Yeah, don't worry, I am. I definitely am, and I'm kidding. We are all going to Alcatraz.
If you're not careful, Rick.
Anyway, in other news, welcome to the age of gooning, where porn and pleasure blur into obsession. I mean, this is hard to do in the speed news because if you're gonna goon, be it to a goon story or just an obvious goon sesh, you're gonna need that to take at least 15 minutes.
I guess, is this story just describing gooning?
Welcome to the era of gooning, a surreal sexual subculture where edging, porn, and hours of trance-like pleasure collide. Why do people have to act like they're the first person to figure out that you can masturbate for a couple hours?
Well, but it's like a thing now.
It's always been a thing. And I've seen enough ancient tablets to know. People have been jerking off for a while, forever.
The Goon Squad for life?
I'm glad we gave it a fun new name. But we're not the first culture to figure out you can while away a couple hours a day. Just sort of pawing at it. You know, like a bear that's caught too many trout or salmon or whatever. And its heart's not even fully in it, but it's still standing in that waterfall. Because it does still feel kind of good.
Well, you see, you're not even gooning.
Come on. People like to claim that it's 3 hours of intense goon. It's sporadically 5 minutes of solid goon. With about 50 minutes of weak goon.
You just don't know any professional gooners.
Believe me, I'm tracking everyone's gooning. And if you're putting up even 10 minutes per hour of really intense goon, that's about the max.
Goonies never say die.
Prove me wrong, I'll be watching.
Well, maybe don't. Maybe stop watching that, Rick.
Well, it's just, we have to keep track on what everyone's doing, and it's mostly gooning. They're not wrong. About that, but it's been going on longer than...
Okay, I get it, Rick. What else? What else do we have?
Largest deepfake porn site shuts down forever. Good.
Took you too long.
It's good. I'm glad.
Rick, if you're spying on everyone, why do we even need the deep fake porn?
Well, there's just only so many avenues of blackmail, occasionally. Some people are annoyingly normal. But anyway, those sites are still around, so I don't even know what I'm upset about. Mr. Deepfakes drew a swarm of toxic users who, researchers noted, were willing to pay as much as $15,000 for creators to use advanced face swapping techniques to make celebrities or other targets appear in non-consensual pornographic videos. And now they're going to have to do it in Photoshop, frame by frame.
Well, they should have to work for it if they're going to do something that creepy. Unfortunately, they probably will. Okay, what's going on here? Good. I actually do think that's good, Rick.
Oh, Case thinks it's good. They shut down the deepfake site. Oh, good for you, Case.
I mean, I'm not trying to win a point. It's good that I don't think deepfake sites should be generally accepted.
What if you're deepfaking Sonic onto Knuckles' body non-pornographically, just for fun, to see how they'd look with their faces swapped?
They have like the same face.
But non-pornographically. That's just fandom at that point, Case.
Okay, you really don't need to devil's advocate this one.
Well, but the devil will exact his toll if I don't. Inside the most politically charged Met Gala in years! And this is evident tonight, I think. Last October, when the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute announced the next fashion show, Superfine Tailoring Black Style, and I'm just reading, I'm allowed to say that.
Why wouldn't you be?
Well, I just got worried for a second. Superfine Tailoring Black Style, the political landscape looked very different. Kamala Harris, the first female vice president, and the first black woman ever to top a majority party ticket, was in the final weeks of her campaign for the White House. The show, the culmination of 5 years of work by Andrew Bolton, the Costume Institute's curator in charge, to diversify the department's holdings and shows in the wake of the racial reckoning brought by the George Floyd murder. sorry, any law enforcement agency reflexively has a little bit of a heart palpitation every time that comes up.
Good.
Oh. On Monday, however, when it finally opens to the starry guests at its signature gala, the splashiest part of the year, it will do so in a very different world. One in which the federal government has functionally declared war on diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as programming related to race, especially in cultural institutions. In February, this is just all about politics.
Well, I would argue the fashion shows of the rich are an inherently political smorgasbord of issues.
It's just people wearing nice clothes. Let them have a little bit of fun. Or not, if they're trying to make it political.
I just mean, in excessive shows of wealth, I think it kind of becomes inherently political, but not for the reasons really being talked about in this article.
Well, the point is, I don't really know what the point is. The Met Gala's tonight? I think that's the point.
I guess they're trying to talk about the cultural politics of it, but I kind of just want a Met Gala preview. Okay. It's already live, so I can show you not a preview, but the current Met Gala.
Oh my God. Look, it's a beautiful person. Look at me. Look at us. Okay, that's what's going on right now, but who else wore a thing? It's your favorite guy. It's those guys. And also, never forget that at the Met Gala tonight was also the back of she looks familiar. She does. She looks familiar, and of course. Oh, look at that look. Look at the look of. Is that one of the UCB guys? No, that can't be right. Is that Lizzo? Was that Lizard? Uncanceled Lizzo. Well, she looks great, so she's not in trouble anymore. And that's not Lizzo. That's for sure. Oh, there's Nicole Kid. Heartbreak looks good in a dress like this. Okay, so that's everybody loves that. I'm glad that they're not making it about politics. They're making it about money. I'm assuming. Is the theme politics?
No.
Ciara. Was that Ciara? God, I love Ciara.
You couldn't even tell it was her, assuming it was.
Russell Wilson.
I'm so out of the loop on who. I knew who Nicole Kidman was at least. Let me just scan through and see if there's been any really. I won't say stupid. I'll say extremely fashion-forward clothes. Okay, who's this? Who's this guy?
Up to your right. Willie.
That's Willie.
Willie Caloria.
Right, and spin that around, sir. Right here. Thank you. Thank you. Right here.
He's wearing. Looks good.
One more, Will.
Willie, one more back this way.
That gender swap Carmen Sandiego, but in pink.
It's the Riddler.
I love the Riddler's new look. Very eleganza.
I don't think that's what they're saying, Rick.
Well, they could. Look, we're news experts, and when the fashion is the news, you need to get your own correspondent for that.
I don't know if I can actually. Still don't know. I don't know any experts, unfortunately. All right, we got to get through these last ones.
These are the last ones. Tailoring black style is the theme of 2025. Oh, the theme is tailoring black style. But they announced. Now I'm tracking what I was reading with my mouth. They're saying it was announced when Kamala Harris was running for office. But now it's political because, not because the president is racist, but because people are calling him racist.
Good. Tailoring black style is the theme. There's something about the phrase tailoring black style and that being a theme. That is a little funny, but great. Highlight black. What's the word? Tailors? Fashion creators? I don't know what the official term for people in fashion who make clothes are. Designers.
It's fucking designers, Case.
Lou Bega? I wish that was Lou Bega. Okay, well, you know who was previously at the Met Gala? This guy. I wonder if he's there tonight.
Probably not. At least we won't. He'll be in the secret room if he is. Jury selection in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial begins today. How come you're not doing a select the jurors segment, Case? You're all about the Pope one.
Yeah, I think I'll avoid the Diddy-themed jury selection segment, actually. But what else do we have about this unfortunately momentous story?
Diddy trial begins as potential jurors asked if they are familiar with Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Mike Myers, and more celebrities who they're just testing to see how much they like Hollywood. Because you can't have somebody that likes Hollywood too much. They're just listing random celebrities.
It's going to be a bizarre case because, yeah, like Mike Myers. I'm sure there's a chance Mike Myers hung out with Diddy at some point because he just was hanging out with fucking all the celebrities. So, but not that I'm saying that that's good that people were hanging out with a guy who was involved in some really sketchy stuff, but I could just imagine the internet becoming full of even more exciting theories that are just kind of all over the place over the course of this trial.
Oh, don't worry. It can't get really worse. It's pretty much full to bursting already. Don't worry. Okay, this, speaking of celebrities, who are the news all the time, the Weezer wife, the infamous Weezer wife.
Oh, this is the Weezer wife story?
This is the Weezer wife story. And as we said, say it ain't so whoa, 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 whoa. Well, we have the video, so let's go whoa, 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 whoa.
Drop the gun! You're gonna get shot! Tonight, newly released footage showing the heart-pounding standoff between Los Angeles police. It's the police! Drop the gun! And Julian Schreiner, a best-selling author and wife of Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner.
Is there another entryway?
The confrontation unfolded last month in her Los Angeles backyard.
Shots fired, shots fired.
As officers were in the neighborhood searching for suspects involved in an unrelated hit and run on a nearby freeway. One of those suspects seen here running through backyards. Look as surveillance video released by LAPD captures Schreiner walking in her backyard, a gun in her right hand.
She's not dead.
Put it down on the ground! For several minutes, officers yell from behind a fence.
Yeah, put the gun down, okay?
Repeating commands to drop the weapon.
Hey, she just pointed it. Not at us, but she just lifted it up.
Instead, in this video, zoomed in and annotated by police, they say she racked the gun, pointed at them, and fired.
Oh, she racked it?
Let him up.
Police fire several rounds hitting Schreiner, who appears to calmly walk away from the officers. Police say this 911 call was placed after the shooting.
She says there were 3 men and one of them shot her and the cops are looking for him right now.
Police have not identified the two people speaking to the dispatcher.
I had my gun.
Okay.
And he said, put down that gun, put down that gun. I said, put down your gun.
Oh,
and
okay,
then he shot me.
Police say Schreiner surrendered to officers an hour later. She's seen in this body camera footage lying face down in the middle of the street, arms stretched out wide. She's injured but alive.
She shot on her arm. Do you want to cuff her?
Officers approach and handcuff her.
Put your hand in your back.
2 officers fired those rounds, hitting Schreiner in the shoulder, police say. No one else was hurt. The 51-year-old was treated at a hospital and booked on suspicion of attempted murder of an officer.
And Dana Griffin joins us.
Well, as you can see from the video, everything that happened makes sense.
I mean, it's pretty bizarre.
But not the cops.
Well, it's odd that the cops were pointing their guns into some lady's backyard. Like, obviously, it's not smart to just walk out with a gun towards 3 cops pointing a gun at you. However, to play devil's advocate.
Okay, good. He won't exact his toll if you advocate for him.
I mean, is it really necessary for them to be like pointing a gun into the backyard? But I guess someone ran through the backyard. If she weren't a white lady in a rich neighborhood, I have to assume there wouldn't have been quite as much patience.
Why assume that? Why even bring that up, Case?
Well, it's just, You know, they shot a lot of people that didn't have guns in other circumstances.
Yeah, this circumstance was very unique in that they were confused by all the nice houses. They're like, are we really supposed to be here? But then the instincts kicked in to shoot someone, and they held it back for as long as they could.
I mean, you know, she seems like she was brandishing a gun at them, so. But then part of me feels like you could de-escalate the situation probably, and then she sounds pretty checked out. I'll just put it nicely and say she sounds a little checked out on the call. Seems like, we'll just call it something could have been going on with her. Yeah, they shot people holding a number of things that aren't guns. She didn't understand they were cops either, which they were covered up by a fence. But I don't know. It seems like something might be going on. She might have not gotten enough sleep that night.
Yes. It's rough when you're sleepy because the instinct is to just walk around in your backyard with your gun because you're so tired. But sometimes there's 3 cops there.
Sometimes.
Just some. I mean, this time it happened at least once. Okay, well, anyway, we don't judge. We never judge.
Yes, this showed that we judge people constantly.
I'm going to not judge in this case. World's first sperm race in sticky situation after faking live event. What? No. Case, this is why you needed to go there, to hold them accountable.
Accountable to what?
To the justice of live stuff. We're live. They could be live. We're live right now. The time is currently 6:05 p.m. on May 5th, 2025. Pacific time. You can't fake that kind of liveness.
I mean, you could.
I'm going to hold up Case's tax information so that you know that this is live.
No, don't do that.
Oh, it's right on the desk. Okay. Is Rick a fan of Buffalo Bill? I mean, it's a great movie. The president made toys and dolls political. Says who? And I thought only women faked their oaths. Anything you can do, men will claim they can do better. So we faked it big time this time.
Okay, let's see how they faked it, though. I am somewhat curious as someone who, for some reason, talked about this on 3 different streams.
It's one thing when everyone on planet Earth's done once and only once. Win a sperm race. It's the one thing everyone on planet Earth has done only once. That they can't prove that. It's happened before. So when 2 students set out to repeat the achievement in a live race last week, it turned out to be a blockbuster event. Okay, but doubts have since been cast as to whether the contest was all it was made out to be. The contest held at Los Angeles Center Studios on Friday was billed as a dash between 2 sperm along a microscopic racetrack, ending at a finish line. But a renowned fertility doctor has since said the video purporting to show the sperm racing could not be footage of real human swimmers. I look at sperm all day under the microscope, and these are not human sperm. This is CGI. These are computer generated. That's so cruel because who could have called it? It looks so real.
We didn't actually end up watching, I think, the sperm race on this stream because I watched it on the Patreon with Cassim. And I will say, I did call that right away.
Oh my God, he's so proud of himself. I could tell the sperm was fake because I spent all day looking at my own little cums.
How would I even spend all day looking at it?
Because you're navel gazing, and that's where it lands.
You, Rick. Jesus. Okay, let's just look up sperm race finals. Did they show it? Okay, yeah, this is what it looks like. This isn't the cleanest feed of it, but this was the finals for anyone curious.
I'll admit I'm a little curious. Where are the sperms at? There they are. Oh, those are how sperms look. They're little tadpoles, right? Ooh, they're blowing their minds. Listen, if it works for the crowd...
3, 2, 1.
And the sperms are off to the races. Anyway, which one won? Was it Cumboy or Jizz Dude? Who won?
Cumboy won.
Oh my God, I had money on Jizz Dude. Wait, did I? No, wait, I didn't. No, I didn't. I just assumed I was gambling, but I guess I wasn't.
I can't have too many gamblers on this stream. Okay. Well, unsurprising. I don't know how they would do it live. It would be prohibitively expensive, I'm assuming, to like work out the logistics of that. So it should be shocking, I guess, to no one, but and it's also like, can you really say that you're disappointed that they didn't do the sperm race live? Is that something you're even allowed to complain about? I don't know. But I do know there's another video here. Let me just make sure it doesn't feature a floppy human nude person. Or a death? This is labeled as not safe for work, and I'm not sure why. But it doesn't look like anything TOS violating happened, so... Anyway.
I can't believe you're just brushing past this important sperm story.
What is there to say? They got us. They gave it a splashy title. I paid attention for a little bit until I watched some of it, and you know, it was about as embarrassing as you'd expect.
A nude death? I don't think so.
Anyway, they faked the sperm thing. I guess it's fine.
Well, you know, it's like I always say. It's like John Ford always said. Print the sperm out and fake the race.
That's the quote?
I think that's a John Ford quote. Print the sperm out and fake the race.
Let's see what this video is.
I thought you said there were no nude people in this. Let's just double check that that is, in fact, the case. Well, if it was, we're past them. I'm not sure what we just saw. And I'm not going to go back to find out.
I don't know what this is. And honestly, this site, Pennsylvania woman arrested for launching explosive diarrhea out of her rear end on another driver's car during a road rage incident. Well, I think we didn't show it, fortunately. But I'm pretty sure I could be banned for showing that. So hopefully we didn't.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and say we didn't.
Should have really read the headline first, actually, looking back. She had it loaded up. Well, you know, it's road rage.
Well, was it road? Maybe she just had to go. And then that's a road necessity.
You don't have to shit on another driver's car.
If you're really, you know, you're fucking flying off the handle because you got to poop so bad. But maybe she's not mad.
I think she was mad if I had to guess.
Well, you might be mad that you didn't see the latest Beyonce concert.
It's a pretty bad transition.
Well, it's also unrelated to the story because Beyonce hit with cease and desist letter over video of her picking up Sphere. The prominent appearance and manipulation of SEG's Sphere venue in the video is unauthorized. Okay, there's a related video. I'll click on it. Beyonce Sphere video. Let's see. Sphere, sorry, not Spear. Beyonce Sphere video. Let's see the actual clip. If we
Beyonce could be in some serious legal trouble for something that she does during her Cowboy Carter tour performances.
Okay, I think this guy has it. Let's see what he's got.
At one point during the show, she shows on the screen that she's traveling through different parts of the world, and in one of them she is seen towering over the Las Vegas Sphere, literally picking it up and playing with it. And I was actually there at her opening concert, so I saw this. It was quick. It was maybe like 10 seconds. Apparently that was enough for SEG, the company that owns the Sphere, to send a cease and desist to Beyonce and her team, accusing her of using the Sphere without any permission. In the letter they say the video shows Beyonce many orders of magnitude larger than the Sphere.
Could you, like, if you have an Avengers scene at the Great Wall of China, well, actually, now also I wonder if you have that, if we can even get it into the country. But if it's a landmark, I guess it's not allowed. Actually, I'm on their side.
You're on their side.
Yeah, I'm on their side. I guess the Independence Day. Actually, we should sue retroactively curators of Independence Day because I don't think they were cleared to just represent the White House as something that can explode. There's no proof that you can blow up the White House.
It's been blown up quite a bit. When something is just like a clear visual landmark in a world famous city, isn't it open to like the same laws that let you do commentary on like media and stuff like that?
Well, what commentary is she doing? That she's bigger than the sphere? Just like those aliens were trying to convince us that their explosions were bigger than the White House?
Let's all sue Rick just because?
No, you don't even know my real... Shit, did I use my real name, which is Rick?
Yeah.
Darn it. I'm supposed to be Agent Ice Heart Dragon Slayer.
That's your code name?
Well, it's going to be my code name for this because who gives a shit?
Well, you accidentally told us your real name, which is Rick.
Oh, man. Well, quickly, let's move on before they actually figure out that they could contact me. He let snakes bite him 200 times to create a better snake bite antivenom. And here he can be seen. The guy from Hot Ones, now immune to snake bites. Truly multi-talented.
That is a different guy.
Pretty sure that's the guy from Hot Ones. And now he's got some hot snakes biting into that arm.
You know what? Fine. That's the guy from Hot Ones. All right, last story. What is going on here? Celebrity space news.
Oh, we're back on celebrities. Last of Us, Mandalorian star, narrating UWS Planetarium film. The celeb is narrating the Upper West Side's new Planetarium film. The American Museum of Natural History is launching a new space show about the Milky Way, and the narrator... Well, he's been to space already, hasn't he?
Rick, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
What? I was gonna do some Pedro Pascal riffs. What does he think? If he talks to scientists, then he can meet Baby Yoda for real? Okay, I guess I'll just go.
Add options now.
Oh, we need to nominate another pope, and then we'll have to nominate 2 more pretty quickly after that during this AI Rooney segment.
Oh, pope nominations. You know, as a government employee, I actually can't officially be a pope. So
since when is that a rule?
Just don't. I don't want to be on here, so prefer.
Vote now.
As someone who's had to deal with popes a lot, I just would prefer to take my name out of the running.
Well, if you get nominated, I'm gonna make you do it.
No. Little Tommy Big Law, Inside Out Boy, Jolly Jim, Case Blackwell himself.
Ooh, I could be my own bin pope?
No, you could be a bin pope. Or Crumb. Wow, Crumb sneaking onto the list. The top 2 will be on the board for the big, what is it, Pope Summit?
Shoot, what do they call it? The Popening? Whatever the Pope election thing is called, we'll give it the actual name. It's like in Canada, it's the flight or whatever.
Well, the riding. They get ridings in Canada. The Little Tommy Big Law and Crumb are officially getting added to the list. And as a guy who loves to write name on lists, I'll go ahead and update that. Little Tommy Big Law could be the biggest pope this stream has ever seen, because he'll be the first. Little Tommy Big Law, or, of course, shockingly, Crumb.
Wow. It's called a rope-a-pope.
Ooh. I mean, it's not, but that's better. They should go with that.
We'll have our own rope-a-pope or conclave. Thank you, Bonsai Bullfrog.
I don't know. Rope-a-pope?
The first bin rope-a-pope?
Rope-a-pope. Rope-a-pope-pope-pope-pope-pope-pope.
Okay. Rick, I guess you did your best.
I really didn't. I didn't. I haven't tried once.
I think you're secretly doing your best.
No, I could do infinitely better, Case, but I'm infinitely done for now. Because infinity can both be an endless expanse or infinite minutia, if you think about it.
Oh, okay, Rick, just end this. You don't need to figure out your own outro.
Okay, I'm Rick. Bye-bye.
Okay. It's time for the rare appearance of AI Rooney. If you've never seen AI Rooney before, even though he's a household name. The way this works is you gotta write some complaints. I'm gonna throw them into my proprietary AI Rooney software, known as AI Rooney GPT. And we will then generate a flawless AI, what's his face Rooney? Andy Rooney style monologue, full of incisive but delicate political commentary about the everyday life of real Americans at all. Okay. All right, great. So if you have any complaints, throw them in the chat right now. It's loaded up, I think. Can I find? Aha. I found the last one. It's a little bit of a shortcut for me. Although, the software might hallucinate in some of the previous complaints. But anyway, throw any complaints you have about society, whatever, in chat. We'll take about 10 or so, and we will throw them into this Rooney machine to load up this incredible cybernetic organism with all the modern knowledge it needs to be hilarious but relatable. For instance, these dang kids and their rock and roll music, classic, but also contemporary complaint. Why can't we just put tariffs on tariffs? Unlimited money, cracking the code, and a fantastic question. It's too cold. It's accurate. It often is, depending on where you are in the world. Hate. I can't read what that says for some reason. Hate that Keanu always makes me hard. I'm angry as hell. Kind of a self-reflexive complaint there if you think about it. And we'll just take these last two. I'm going to cut them off for now, but if you're typing one, feel free to hit enter, but if you're not, don't worry about it. Angry as hell was the last one. News shows come on at normal scheduled times. News shows would come on at a normal scheduled time. That is a complaint I've never heard, actually. I don't think anyone's ever thought that before. So interesting. AI Rooney, freedom for Clementine Verne. I don't know if it's going to know what to do with that one. But, I'm going to say, why is sperm all CGI? It might get mad at sperm there. So I'm just going to say, why is male reproductive fluid all CGI? And see if that obtuse phrasing doesn't trip AI Rooney's incredibly advanced content settings. And finally, I'm pissed about racist Karen who made like $600K in fundraising after verbally assaulting a 5-year-old black autistic child, repeatedly calling her the N-word. I would say that is an extremely fair complaint, and I did see that story, and it is truly wild. I haven't looked into the details. I only saw the headline, so I'm gonna just hope she didn't actually make that much money, but I guess it wouldn't surprise me if she did. And finally, just to kind of mellow it out after that one, I'm just going to adjust this to people type too slow. Okay. Boom. The complaints are in the tank. The complaint tank is full. Now we just need some intense robot music. Just going to cue that up just so it's ready. And let me just double check. AI Rooney has been looking kind of different lately. His looks are kind of all over the place. Oh, good. I found a classic AI Rooney. Okay, great. Let's send it down to Rune Town. It's time for AI Rooney.
There are a lot of know-nothing boobs who don't appreciate the modern art being put up in public places in all our city. I know this is true because I'm one of those know-nothing boobs.
You ever notice how soup these days is too hard? Previous complaint, deleting. You ever notice how these dang kids are always listening to their rock and roll music? It's all noise and shouting. Back in my day, music had melody. You knew who the singer was and what they were mad about. Now every song sounds like a robot, and a lawnmower got in a fight over custody rights. And let me tell you something. Why can't we just put tariffs on tariffs? I'm serious. You slap a tariff on a tariff, and now we've got double money. That's compound economics. I don't need a degree from Harvard. I just need a pencil, a calculator, and a complete disregard for international trade law. Back in my day, movies were $2. Didn't matter if it was made in Hollywood or on a back porch in Idaho. Now you pay $30 to watch a reboot of a movie that was better when it crossed pocket change and the theater floor was sticky for a reason. CGI sperm. And you know what? It's too cold. Also, I hate this, and I don't say that lightly, but I hate how Keanu Reeves always makes me hard. I mean, come on. The man walks on screen with that face, that voice, and suddenly I'm 23 again, confused and knocking over bases. It's inappropriate, there could be a law, but there's not. I'm angry as hell. Not regular mad. Rudy mad. I'm so mad I took the batteries out of my remote just to feel something. Everything's broken and no one's fixing it. Remember when the news came out at a normal scheduled time? And don't get me started on this AI Rooney Freedom for Clementine Burn business. I don't know who Clementine is, but if we're freeing AIs now, I get one that doesn't. Can I get one that doesn't try to sell me skincare and ruin my crossword puzzles? And while we're talking about tech, why is now reproductive fluid all CGI now? I saw a commercial that was so computer generated I thought I was watching a Pixar film about cons. There's nothing natural about it anymore. It used to be awkward and confusing, and now it's awkward, confusing, and rendered in 4K. You know what really gets me skiing? The racist Karen who called a 5-year-old black autistic child the N-word and made $600K on GoFundMe. 600,000 for being awful. Correct. And lastly, people try too slow. End of complaints. I'm Andy Rooney, and if you see me outside, bundle up. Wondering about Keanu Reeves and digital fluids. Just let me be. I'm trying to make sense of the world that stopped making sense somewhere around the time we decided to reboot Jumanji twice. We rebooted Jumanji twice.
There are a lot of know-nothing boobs who don't appreciate the modern art being put up in public places in all our city. I know this is true because I'm one of those know-nothing boobs.
Add options now.
Okay. AI Rooney, stop talking. Fantastic. We just gotta elect 4 more popes. And then we're calling it for the day. But we're almost there. Elect a pope. Pepito, Goblin Pizza Hut, Keanu. Can I get him? I am in Hollywood. And maybe he's free because he can't film the next John Wick in Brussels or
Vote
whatever.
now.
Chris the Parole Officer or Ozzy. Probably Ozzy Osbourne, but who knows. Pepito, Goblin Pizza Hut, Keanu, Chris the Parole Officer, and of course, Ozzy.
Pepito?
Why are you already talking?
Yeah, that is.
AI Rooney.
Sorry, I was giving AI Rooney his paycheck.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I'm Pepito, though.
Okay. Are you excited to potentially run as the Pope?
I'm excited to be the dog Pope, which I think gives me the right to piss.
You already piss everywhere.
Yeah, but everyone will have to admit that I'm right for doing that.
Okay, there's a tie between Gobble Pizza Hut and Chris the Parole Officer. But Pepito, you're definitely on the list. And I'm gonna give it to Chris because Goblin Pizza Hut, I think, might have trouble calling in from Germany.
I think he could figure it out.
Ozzy should be winning by a landslide.
People really like the one guy, the eye patch guy from the SimCity stream.
I had ChatGPT finish this quote. Music had you? Nah, music never had your car. I had your car. You wouldn't steal a sentence. Okay, let's do one more. Elect a pope. These are for the final 2 slots.
Add options now.
For Wednesday's Bin Conclave. Pepito, you're already on the list.
I knew I would be.
And these will be the last options. Mancini Smooth, Grandman, Fiona Nova, maybe I'll call her and see if she picks up. Guy O'Boglin.
Vote now.
And of course, Darfus.
Ooh, Don Riggles didn't make it. Crumb's already on the list.
Yeah, so far we have September, Justin Juice Powers, Little Tommy Big Law, Crumb, Pepito, and Chris.
Wow, Pope, Chris. Maybe I should throw all my support behind Chris.
Grandman.
Oh my god, Grandman would make an incredible Pope. Can I throw my support behind Grandman?
Fiona's on the list, but I don't know how I'll get Fiona into the running. But maybe we'll try.
Grandman and
Mancini Smooth. And it looks like Grandman just barely beat out Mancini Smooth. So Fiona Nova and Grandman are your final 2 Pope options. Truly the most Fiona thing of all will be for me to just show an empty seat. So I don't want you guys to get your hopes up too high.
I'll call her. I'm sure she'll come. She probably meant to come pick me up about it 2 years ago anyway, so she'll probably swing by.
Maybe I'll call her. Fiona and Grandman. Wow, what a list. Just so I have any record of it, I'm gonna throw these in chat. It says connecting to chat. I'm just throwing it on there so that oh, you know what, even better. I'll just show you this. I could just see myself literally going to this stream to remember who's on it. So I'll just quickly show you full screen this note. September, Justin Juice Powers, Little Tommy Big Law, Crumb, Pepito, Chris, Fiona, and of course, Grandman. Now there's a permanent YouTube record of our decision making. Get a cardboard cutout of Fiona made. That is actually pretty tempting.
Then it'll be like I have a mom all the time. A perfect cardboard mom. The ultimate mom.
Maybe I'll do that for Fiona. But for you?
For me. If there's 2 Fionas, then one of them has to be my mom.
That's true. Oh, and Jake? I'm gonna say Jake is advocating for Fiona. Jake is Fiona's representative. So in case I can't get a hold of Fiona, just know Jake will be there to make the case.
I thought I ate him.
Yeah, but he probably slithered out.
He probably did. He's very slithery.
Jake from State Farm? No, Jake, my cousin. He was formerly a producer on the stream.
I don't think that's true.
No, he was.
No, that doesn't sound like a thing.
It was recent.
It wasn't that recent, and also it didn't happen.
How do you know when it happened and it wasn't recent if it didn't happen?
I just know.
I can't win. I can't win. Okay, who's on? Jake is a sweetie. I miss Jake. We all miss Jake, but he'll be back. Okay. Looks like Bree is on, aka Static Slater, playing Minecraft. Also, shoutouts to Ricky Peacock and Avali May, who are also both on. Ricky, rocking out.
Now?
So check those 2 out. What is Ricky playing? Maybe Ricky's not playing anything. But he's got a goo crew. Oh, they're watching the LA Beast ghost hunting documentary. So consider that. But anyway, I'm going to raid friend of the stream, Bree. I'm not fucking... Okay, cool. Now we're good. I can never tell if I'm spelling anything right. because my brain is bad. Woo! You know, a long time ago I rated some guy named Jim Tasty, and right now he's got a lot of viewers. Good for Jim Tasty. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna take credit for that.
Yeah, every time you raid somebody, just give it a year, and they'll be a star.
Have a great rest of your Monday. I should be back on Wednesday for this bin clave, unless something crazy comes up, in which case I'd have to do it Friday. But I think I'll be fine to do it Wednesday. Thanks again to Live and Sleazy for all the master modding, along with Sabrici, and thank you so much for those assets. They will save me quite a bit of time. Get excited, guys. We'll finally have a religious representative on this stream. In the meantime, stay safe. Have some fun with Bree. It's a Pepito raid.
I knew it all along. I'm sending you away. Say hi to Bree. Get your hand out of here. Say hi to Bree for me, because it's a Pepito raid. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. We sent them away.
We sent them to Bree.
We sent them to hell.